Today is Feeling It Friday for our social emotional lesson. Normally, for our Friday letters, we write home to our families, but this week and going forward for our online instruction days, you're actually going to write a letter to your teacher. So, what we want you to do is think about what you have accomplished during school at home this week. Write to your teacher telling them all about what you have learned. What challenges have you faced? What successes have you had? So, what are some things that were difficult or hard for you to do? Maybe you had to practice some resiliency. And then, what were some things that were really easy or you felt really successful with? Was there a brain break that was your favorite that you tried? We want to remember to follow the friendly letter format. So, if we look at the next slide, I have an example here for you of what your Friday letter could look like. So, you will include the date, the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature. So there are 5 parts that we want you to include on your letter. My letter says 3/20/20. Dear blank. So you would write in the person's name who you were writing your letter to. So either Miss Biggs, Miss Creamer, Mrs. Cochran, or Mrs. Michael. This week we had our first week of school at home. I really miss being in our classroom and seeing all of our friends every day. We had some challenges with getting started, but by the end of the week, we got the routine down. We showed resiliency. In math this week, we started our unit on fractions. I learned how fractions are equal parts of a whole. We even learned how to write fractions. In reading this week, we learned all about author's purpose. We listened to different types of books about St. Patrick's Day. My favorite book was where the author tried to persuade me to build a leprechaun trap. During writing, we learned about synonyms. We also worked on our rough drafts about our penguin species. My penguin is the little blue penguin. Next week is spring break. I wonder if Miss Biggs will post any fun activities we can try while we are staying at home. Love, Miss Biggs. So you would write your name at the bottom on your letter. Let's take a look at the next slide. This is what you are actually going to complete on your assignment page. Here we have number 1, that is going to be your date. So if you want to look back up at my slide, I do have the correct date on there, 3/20/20. And then here is where you're going to type the person that you are typing the letter to. So that would be Dear Miss Biggs. And then this is the body of your letter. The body of your letter is your main writing. What are you wanting to say? What's your message to your person? Then you're going to write the closing. So if you want to say, love your friend, thinking of you, something like that to close your letter, that's what you'll put here. And then part 5 is your signature. That's your name. So down here it says, remember, your letter must have each of the 5 parts. You need to write in complete sentences. You should have 5 or more sentences written about your week. So in the body of your letter, you should have 5 complete sentences or more in the body of your letter telling us about your week. Now is the time you're going to stop and complete your slide for your social emotional learning for today.